it's a lead of almost 8 points. So quite a separation from Ukraine in second. Japan are currently sitting third, Kazakhstan fourth, USA fifth, Poland sixth, and here is the first Japanese jumper of their second team, Takuya Nakazawa. Solid jump from him. Now he is teamed up with Sakutaro Kobayashi, who will jump second, and Kobayashi has already proven himself as a great ski jumper, taking 2 gold medals already in the Nordic combined. And I suspect Nakazawa's job will be to get around the cross-country course and help Kobayashi to keep up with the American sprinters. So 95.6 for him.
All right, and that puts Japan into 5th place right now.
About stayed in touch with the leaders in the mass start race. Just taking a moment to focus. He put in a really big jump in training. And I was talking to him earlier, he was pretty confident because he said the conditions are just as he likes them. This is the landing area, the slope, the hill is fantastic. He's really enjoying himself here. 22 years old, Kobayashi showing real poise and experience. Just trying to keep those skis level, and you see what I mean about being a big jumper. 99.5, just half a meter off that 100-meter red line. And with a jump of that length, well, you've just got to be average points really from the judges for your style. And that is going to be a big score for the Japan team. It brings their total to 235.8. So Sakutaro Kobayashi has done it. He has put Japan top of the leaderboards.
All right.
So Takuya Nakazawa and Sakutaro Kobayashi will go into the cross-country race this evening on Mount Hovenberg. They will go into that race with a considerable advantage. Confirmation of the results of this first round of the men's team sprint. Japan won out in front, 235.8 points, a big separation from USA. One going out second with a gap of 25 seconds, and then it's only a gap of 33 to the Ukraine, so 8 seconds between the Americans and the Ukrainians. So each of the 2-man teams, each member of the team will race 4 laps. Then they come into the stadium at the end of each lap. They tag their teammate and set them off as well. Japan 2, 53 seconds behind the leader. So really, we're looking at the leading 3 teams. Nakazawa and Kobayashi. Kobayashi, who's already won a couple of gold medals here at Lake Placid. But first to go is Takuya Nakazawa. He gets this race underway, and you can start counting the seconds. 25 seconds from now, Evan Nichols will go, representing the USA. And the Americans, we know, are really good sprinters. They've proved themselves already in previous races here in the Nordic combined, in the Gundersen and in the mass start. So can Evan Nichols start to reel in that 25-second gap off Nakazawa? Mazurchuk of Ukraine is out next. Then comes the Japan 2 team. Kazuho Kodate will go next. It's quite a gap to him. They start 1 minute and 30 seconds between behind Nakazawa, and we're looking for just over 3 minutes a lap. Although it might be a little bit slower because of the wet surface tonight. But you're looking at, you know, half a lap's distance already between that Japanese athlete and the first to go out. Then come Kazakhstan. Magzan Amankulduli will start for them.
Yep. You want me to stay with the? You want me to stay with the skater?
Pavel Schindler of Poland. And then right at the back, Henry Johnston will set off a full 2 minutes and 23 seconds after the leading skier. But you know what? Henry Johnston, he's matched up with Aidan Ripp for USA 2. Both of them really good. Aidan Ripp's already won a bronze medal, having really taken the charge and led the race in the mass start, so we know they're capable. It'll be interesting to see that battle right at the back. Our leader, Takuya Nakazawa. Then comes Nichols. And we've got Mazurchuk, so no changes there, and we have a time check at the 900-meter mark, and that'll give us an idea of how they're skiing. Very early days, though, in this race of 8 laps in total. And already Nakazawa has completed that first lap, and so Kobayashi, whose strength is ski jumping, now heads off, tries to keep that gap alive. They started with a 25-second advantage, and here we go. The Americans have lost time on the Japanese already. So they tag, they have to touch their teammate. Time difference of 30.4 seconds. They've lost 5 seconds already. So Japan are beginning to pull away on that after that first lap. Nicholas Malasinski out on the course for the USA as we follow Kobayashi. Now Kobayashi in the individual Gunderson went into the cross-country race with a huge advantage, something like 2.5 minutes, and just managed to maintain that distance all the way through the cross-country race. But Malasinski, he managed to gain 30 seconds on the Japanese at the end to take silver. So high hopes that he can begin to reel in Kobayashi. This is Hrebenuk of the Ukraine. So no changes to the team order. They are as they started. The biggest hill is on the way up to the time check. 22-meter climb. On the surface tonight with the rain falling will mean that they need extra stamina, extra effort to go fast. Malasinski entering the stadium. Kobayashi already there, coming up to the second exchange. And Malasinski has made up time on the Japanese. We'll get confirmation of exactly what that is when he comes and tags his teammate, but he was 5 seconds up on him at the 900-meter mark on that second lap. So Japan won onto their third lap with Nakazawa. And here we go, the all-important tag that tells us there is a time difference of 20.6 seconds. So they've reeled them in. Mazachuk takes up the running for Ukraine. Our leader is still Japan 1. Ukraine 30 seconds behind the leaders at the exchange.
He just cleared that first Omega climb. He's a little bit high in Kentucky. It makes me wonder if he went out a little hot on the first lap.
And the teams at the rear still working their way round to the stadium to complete their second lap. Japan 2 minutes and 7 seconds behind in fourth place, as we watch Nakazawa making headway on that climb, being chased by Evan Nichols. This is his local track. He knows it well, studies at the Community College. Ukrainian, Mazachuk.
Right there, Evan, come on! Mazachuk right there on the screen. The Ukrainians here. Way now up on these hills.
USA 2 still to come into that final second exchange. The split now between the leaders and the USA in second is only 19 seconds. So 6 seconds have been knocked off the starting time. Ukraine coming in to that checkpoint at plus 29 seconds behind the Japanese.
Williams College is attending in Western Massachusetts on Graylock, right around the corner for training.
He glides past the flags, sort of circles his way around the stadium track. Whoa, quite a tight turn there. Meanwhile, the leader is coming up to tag Kobayashi. Off he goes. This is his second lap.
The rains have dissipated, but the fog has moved in. You can see it up in the halogen lights as Kobayashi now heading for another lap.
Tag happens, so around about 20 seconds now.
Again, so now that first lap.
Actually, official time 16 seconds now between Japan 1 and USA 1. We're not halfway through the race yet. Ukraine 29 seconds behind the leaders. They've lost time on second placed USA. I mentioned the high hopes for USA 2 with Johnston and Rip at the back, and I suggested they might close the gap and work their way up the field. That's not happening. They've maintained the difference between themselves and the front, so they're still 2.5 minutes behind. Japan 2 are the fourth place team, 1 minute 16 seconds behind Japan 1.
Who's currently competing on the World Cup in Europe right now. They've had the option of a lot of
That gives you a good idea of the split between the Americans and the Ukrainians. We're back with the leading pair up this hill. And you can see how close the Americans are now. Malasinsky has cut that gap to 12 seconds. So he's halved the starting time. Rebenyuk, 26.9. So still staying in touch with the leading pair, certainly not out of it. Ukrainians looking for their first medal of these games in Nordic combined. Well, the Japanese looking to add to their tally of 7. 4 of them gold. And this man's won 2 of them. In the mass start and the individual Gunderson. But does he have the puff to stay ahead of Malasinsky? He does now, but we've still got half the race to go as he tags Takuya Nakazawa. And there's the difference between them.
7 seconds. This gap is closing quickly now. Evan has him locked in his sights. He looks very tall and long and strong. I like how smooth he is. That's the right way to race these shorter distances, not to increase.
Very experienced already. He's got a number of junior national titles. Been part of the American national team for a couple of years now. Nakazawa, just 19 years old. Looking for his first medal at these games. Spoke to the Japanese team before the ski jumping round, and they openly admitted that they feared the Americans in the sprint, and they said, you know, our aim is to get as far ahead as possible on the ski jumping. But if this continues as it is doing, this race, then they won't have done enough, because the Americans are closing the gap and they're closing that difference fast. Long, hard climb. Biggest climb, 22 meters. Each lap, that's each 1.5 kilometer lap, 54 meter is the total climb. And look at him, he has now closed the gap as we come to this 900 meters checkpoint. Just down to 2 seconds. They are now neck and neck. Nakazawa just holding the lead, but for how long? Nichols has really pulled out the stops on this 5th lap.
Stay in the draft, which is a smart move coming into this stage. The long backstretch, you can really slingshot off another athlete.
Now you've got to, as you come into the stadium, you've got to sort of balance the speed and staying upright, because a fall would be potentially catastrophic here. You don't want to risk a breakage as well. He's got to stay on his feet as they come in now to the home straight. And the tag coming up, and the USA have taken the lead at the 5th exchange. A terrific round from Evan Nichols, an excellent lap from Nichols, and he tags his teammate Malasinsky, who we know is even faster. And now suddenly Kobayashi whose job from the start was just to stay ahead. Well, his job now is to chase.
Kobayashi really works to get back on the American train right now, which it looks like he's trying to do, but this is a lot of energy that Kobayashi is using to make contact with
Sakutaro Kobayashi has led from the front in all the cross-country races at these FISU Winter Games, so we've never had to see him chase, and now we will see what he's made of. The oldest competitor here in the Nordic combined is Kobayashi. And now he's going to need that age and experience to stay on the American's shoulder and then time it so that he can go past.
He is gunning for gold, no doubt. I think that caught Kobayashi by surprise. I mean, he was kind of backing off the pace a little bit.
The race stop now here at the venue. I wonder if the course will start to dry out slightly because it will get harder as the conditions get colder through nightfall. So you're seeing Amankalduli of Kazakhstan at the front of that shot, but our focus is on these two athletes, Malasinski and Kobayashi. It's cat and mouse all the way. The Kazakhstani keeps out of the way.
Kobayashi responded, but wasn't too late. It looks like Nicholas has his
into the tuck.
dropping you down very low with
They
profile
drop
there.
down
Kobayashi not
towards the
getting
stadium
any
under the bridge.
Great move by
A shout from the home fans as they see their athlete come in. So an excellent lap from Malasinski. And really, there's nothing to separate the two teams going into the next lap. The pressure is on for Nakazawa and for Nichols.
Forced tag. Kobayashi tagging Nakazawa. There goes Malasinski tagging Evan Nichols. And these two are going to go
And Nichols, off he goes then.
What kind of cat and mouse is happening now?
Out in front, but only just.
Out there, but it's going to be a decision of when to do it. They're not going to want to come in together, so one of them is going to try to get away from the other, no doubt.
Wow.
We just give you some splits from the other teams as they come into the stadium. There'll be Ukraine now 30 seconds behind this leading pair. So I think really the battle is now for gold and silver, and Ukraine has probably got the bronze in the bag already. Evan Nichols with the pressure of holding the lead on this penultimate lap.
Past the grindhouse. And here comes his final hill at
It's going to be the last time we see Nichols in the Nordic combined at this event. He won't be competing in the mixed team Nordic. Kobayashi doing a really good job of staying in touch. Kobayashi, a fantastic ski jumper. You've seen the power that he has in his legs as he launches himself off the ski jump. The because we hadn't seen him properly tested in the cross-country, some were wondering whether he had the strength in his legs, the staying power in his legs. And at the moment, he's proving he has.
Wow, he's running really, really well, but the U.S. coaches did a great job prepping his woman. Here comes now. Individual low wind profile. Beautiful touch.
And this is where the skiers will be hoping that their technicians have prepared their skis perfectly. They'll probably put some ridges in. Motorsport terms, that will be on their wet weather tyres. They have the ridges to displace the sort of surface water. And that could very well make the difference with the race being so close. And Kobayashi pushes it to the tag point, to the exchange point. Nakazawa, I should say, completes his lap and sets off Kobayashi. A really good run from Nakazawa, who stayed in touch with the American Evan Nichols. And now it's just down to these two.
Thinking, okay, I need to say something. I need to make sure that I've either got something for the end or I'm going to leave it on the course.
It's Kobayashi up against Malasinski.
So again, this is a bit of a calculated lap.
Arguably the two athletes that have shone throughout this competition, and more than anyone. So the last lap with America 1 and Japan 1, shoulder to shoulder. And Kobayashi just taking the advantage at the previous exchange. Nicholas Malasinski proved many times on this circuit that he has it in him, that he's fast. And he's taken the lead, and Malasinski goes ahead again. The second time he's taken the lead in this race. And now, can he grow that lead? Vital for Kobayashi to stay in touch, to stay on his shoulder. Ukraine now 37 seconds behind in third place, but have a good advantage. So are likely to take the bronze. Here they come up the hill to the checkpoint. And look at that, he's left the Japanese behind. Kobayashi is struggling on the hill, and Malasinski pulls away. And now he goes downhill, and that is going to increase the gap as Kobayashi tries to reach the summit. Now he just needs to stay safe, stay on his skis, keep up that speed without pushing it too much. Nicholas Malasinski on this final lap knows that he's got the advantage on the Japanese. And there he has it. He picks his lane. He's on the home straight. His teammate raises his arms aloft. And Malasinski skis across the finish line to take the USA's first gold medal in Nordic combined. Silver will go to Japan and Sakutaro Kobayashi, who put in a fantastic jump, and Takuya Nakazawa as well. But the gold is for Evan Nichols and Nicholas Malasinski. Now Ukraine coming in 39 seconds behind at the time check earlier on. So it's going to be bronze for the Ukraine. Well done to Mazurchuk and Rebenuk.
Well, I've got some really good news for the American fans. That was the first gold medal for Team USA here at the 2023.
So as the Americans celebrate, the race continues at the back. The medals have been decided, but as predicted at the start, the other American team, USA 2, have managed to reel in their opponents, and now Aiden Ripp has managed to work his way up into 4th place. So a tremendous comeback from Johnston and Ripp of USA 2. They started last, 2 minutes and 23 seconds behind, and they're now in 4th place, just 2 minutes behind. Then comes Japan 2 with Yamanaka. Then come the Poles and Kazakhstan in 7th place. But these guys have been excellent. They really have. Evan Nichols and Nicholas Malasinski. As we watch 4th place, Aiden Ripp cross the finish line, and they've really put in a great performance, USA 2, Henry Johnston and Aiden Ripp, as the second Japanese team come in with Yamanaka. And concluding Poland's race will be Szyszowicz, 2 minutes and 23 seconds behind the winners. And that just leaves us Kazakhstan to finish. But we've seen time and time again at these games just how good the Americans are in the cross-country.
Unbelievable. They're the 2 guys responsible,
and they've done it again.
Evan Nichols and Nicholas Malasinski, they have got to be so pumped to put in a gold medal performance for Team USA. Congratulations to both guys now as they celebrate in the finish area.
Yep, Henry Johnston there. Sorry, Evan Nichols there with the 2-1 on his bib. Home fans will be very pleased with that result for him as we watch the final athlete to complete the course. It's Ali Askar, who also happens to be the youngest athlete, not just in the men's, but right across Nordic combined here at the FISU Winter Games. 17-year-old putting in another sterling performance. He's shown great courage on the hill in the ski jumping. Now he's having to show great courage just to stay in the race and push himself to the finish. Four minutes and 41 seconds behind the winning American team. But finally gets his big moment as he comes into the stadium in front of the crowd. And he will definitely be a star of the future for the Kazakhstan Nordic combined team. I'm sure we'll see him at many FISU Winter Games in the coming years. So Ali Askar of Kazakhstan crosses the finish line to take 7th place. Support and congratulations from the other team members. Nicholas Malasinski actually is half Finnish, and that's how he got into the sport.
We hope you'll join us for the knockout ceremony in just a few moments.
So confirmation of the results then: USA 1 taking gold, Japan 1 taking 2nd, and Ukraine taking 3rd place.